Wow! We actually got Kilimanjaro! Well, I said that I would gift 5 subs to my stream if we saw Kilimanjaro. I put it in the map pool, and I figured that no player would pick it. But it's been picked. So here we are. I bless the rains down in Africa. Welcome everyone to game number 2 between MbL and Yo. MbL had a winning position in game 1 versus Yo's Aztecs when he was Mayans, but he let it disappear. Yo got the victory. MbL got to choose the next map, and he chose this one here. Kilimanjaro is a very aggressive style map. It's very open. You leave yourself exposed. And what's going on with the generation? Why does MbL have so many pawns? Look at this. What version of Kilimanjaro did he pick? Yo has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has so many wood clumps.
I sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Thank you for that.
And then MbL has 3 wood clumps, maybe? Well, it's certainly more open for him. I'd said that the players could pick any version of these maps that they wanted. He picked ZR at Kilimanjaro. I don't know. I don't know what that means. I think that might be the default version. It's just not good. Not good for him. He does have a restart if you would like to call it. But I like his civ better. Aztecs are one of the more aggressive civs in the game with their man-at-arms. Yo has gone for Slavs. Thank you, Titanius. Yeah, he'll have to go for a Aztec fish boon. Should have picked Malay and gone for fish traps. Now there is more wood towards the center, and that's the big reason you will play aggressive, beyond the fact that maps are open. So if MbL gains an early lead, he could always lumber camp the center. Now these trees in the center have 150 wood as well. I think these still have 150. And I've seen versions where there's 200 wood on some of these trees, but I don't think that's the version. Golden stone will not be an issue for either of them. There's clumps of golden stone all around, but very much a man-at-arm tower-heavy map. So, just to bring people up to speed, this is a $300 show match between MbL and Yo. The winner of the best of 7 will get 75%, and the loser will get 25%. I put up $100, Ducks the Savior put up $100, and now Blitzcrack in my chat put up $100. And, you know, we're in what I would consider a little bit of a lull right now, just because everyone's waiting to see what Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition is going to be like. I myself am very hesitant to try and get sponsors for a big event when we don't know what the landscape of AoE2 is going to be like. So, because of that, there's been many people organizing show matches, and I think it's good for the players and good for the community. After this best of 7, I will stay online today and join in on casting a best of 31 between Spring and Nilly. That will be an interesting one, but I'll save my thoughts for that once we get there. And this is certainly the highest level set of games we're going to see this weekend. Has T90 noticed that Yo's map is bugged? I mean, it would be great if you give me specifics when you say, has T90 noticed that someone's map is bugged? Because if I haven't noticed, then I sit here and I'm like, nope. Like this? No, this isn't a bug. I mean, it's unfortunate, but you would never call an admin read because of something like that. He still has 4 tiles here. It's rough, but it's just Kilimanjaro things. MbL's is the biggest concern because of all the water here. Gotta remember, there's 800 gold per tile. So there's 3.2k gold just there. You could still access 1 tile. I could see what you mean, though. It could be an issue. But if players were to choose, if they had to pick from either map, I think both players would choose Yo's map because of the wood lines. Wood lines very important. Alright. So MbL is researching Loom now. He's dropping off food with his zebras. You start with 1 elephant and lots of zebras to hunt. And MbL's build order was off. He doesn't have the food to click up yet. There we go. Now he's on his way up. So a bit sloppy from him. Yo already has his barracks. Yo is already making the militia. So maybe expect Yo to have an advantage. But Yo also hasn't scouted MbL at all. MbL does know where Yo is. Yo's also going to the left-hand side. So if Yo goes all the way over here, this could be really bad for him. Oh, and these are fruit bushes, by the way. These are fruit bushes. So it's just the map. Yeah, there's fruit bushes and there's berry bushes. Normally you see the berry bushes, but this is fruit. And with Capture Age, we can zoom in. I think those are lemons. I mean, they look like lemons to me, but I also don't know if lemons grow on bushes or trees. I'm no expert. It could be pears, but pears are pear trees, right? Partridge in a pear tree. It's not partridge in a pear bush. Mangoes? Alright, alright. Banana? How is that a banana? What kind of bananas do you eat, dude? That is so not a banana. I'm sorry. Banana. Alright, well, both players researching Man-at-Arms now. MbL will probably need to commit with villagers. Just for a second, he'll need to fight with 2 or 3 vills. Because he was later to that Man-at-Arms upgrade. Great play from Yo to get here faster. It was just the Dark Age economy was better. MbL's Man-at-Arms separated. His units aren't all together, but Yo decides to back up. And maybe now MbL has weathered the storm a little bit. He's adding another Man-at-Arm, as is Yo, but Yo is further away from home. So it'll take him some time, and I think MbL will be okay. So things to remember. MbL's map, not very good. He needs to be the one pushing forward and taking the map control. Yo's map, I think better. Also, he has Slav farmers. So the longer this game goes on, the more wood he chops equals more farms, equals more food. That's going to be Yo's opportunity against Aztecs. MbL, he's now sending out his first archer. So maybe with 5 Man-at-Arms, maybe even a 6th Man-at-Arm and an archer, he could think about pushing this hill. But Yo has the hill advantage right now, and he has his scout here. I think MbL's made a mistake to run forward, and Yo's getting some precious hits. Look at this. Good micro from him. He pulls his scout back. This fight is so much better for Yo. Oh boy. Oh boy. The 3 Man-at-Arms remaining for Yo. MbL has 5 deaths. Or sorry, 5 kills and 7 deaths. I guess the one drawback to Yo's position is that normally 3 Man-at-Arms at this point, or I guess 4 Man-at-Arms at this point, are not that effective when archers come out. But I'll tell you why that is. That's because players rarely go for the armor upgrade. And Yo is going for the armor. And the armor will complete in the middle of this fight as well. MbL loses 1 more villager. And he will need to be very careful. And I'd like to see him react to the armor. Okay, he sees it and he'll have to hit and run with those archers. Very rare you see players go for Man-at-Arm upgrades. Because at this point, archers start coming out. But Yo's thinking about making a range and going skirms for the archers, so it could work. Here goes MbL for wood. So instead of going here, he's gone more to the side. And Yo's 4 Man-at-Arms are on their way to the farm area of MbL. Yeah, I mean, Yo's eco's looking better. He has wheelbarrow on the way already. MbL is playing defensive. And now MbL could lose a villager. Nah, I think she'll survive. Great use of the Man-at-Arms from Yo, though. And keeping MbL on the back foot, preventing MbL from running forward. Now, MbL could add eagles if he's expecting any skirms, and he is doing that. It's a great use of ranged units and also infantry from both. Yo going Man-at-Arms skirm. Could work against Archer Eagle, but all depends on the micro. The Man-at-Arms would be needed versus the Eagles. Skirms would be needed versus the Archers. And then for MbL, you need those Eagles versus Skirms, and Archers versus the Man-at-Arms. Very fascinating. Yo did spot that MbL's chopping wood there. I think if he gains a military lead, he'll probably come forward to tower that. Ooh. Okay. Yo finds out the hard way that the eagles have arrived, but he ends up picking off an archer in that, so it was kind of weird how MbL had the archer there and not with his main group. MbL has fletching, Yo has fletching, so the ranged units will be equal there. And now MbL is getting armor for his eagles.
Did you see the video where Harold tried to fight a kangaroo?
MbL is housed. That's not a great sign at all. Kind of common for him in rated games, but not so much in the tournament games. He's definitely looked sloppier than Yo. So that's a sign that he might not be in top shape. That's normally what decides between these two players, is who's in the better shape on the day. I don't think Yo will be too bothered by all this. Obviously, he needs to be very careful with his micro, but he's doing a great job. I was doing a great job, now his units are just standing there. That was a classic T90 jinx. But Yo is macroing heavy behind this. So, these small armies, they've distracted MbL enough to keep MbL away. And look for Mr. Yo to click up to the next stage and go for... Well, I'd like to see longswordsmen. But normally you see players add stables for knights. I would love to see longswordsmen. See, he's made another man-at-arm. Please make more. Yes, he's going longswords, boys! Longswords are so rare at the high level. But here it makes a whole lot of sense because he knows MbL's sending eagles in. And he needs something before Castle Age. All these small things, Yo seems to be slightly better with. I mean, in the previous game, MbL definitely took a big lead, but he wasted his advantage. MbL will click up to Castle Age now. And he has not lost a villager to the man-at-arms, but Yo, look how much value he got from these man-at-arms. He's been running all around. And he'll dive in now that he is, did he get foraging? I think he did, yeah. And snipe a vill. Right after I say MbL hasn't lost a vill, but seriously, insane unit control from Yo in this game. But Yo did have to abandon a lot of his farms. And now it's on MbL to get some good value out of his units. Not waste his units. You see how he was a little bit later to reacting there? I think he was dealing with this. And now MbL has to run away. Okay, so MbL saw the additional
Keep up the amazing work.
saw the additional man-at-arms, which means that Longsword will be coming in for Yo, which means MbL actually needs more archers. Oh, good micro. Wow, good micro from Yo, actually. MbL has to wait a long while before this army is upgraded. This might be forward Siege Workshop territory. A Siege Workshop here. Not so sure. Yo has the Slav farmers. He's faster to Castle Age, faster to the upgrades, and there's a Siege Workshop. Wow, that's... I don't like that position, though. That's a weird place for a Siege Workshop. I think here would be a bit safer. Oh, and he also wants to tower. He's sending more villagers forward, so maybe he'll start with Siege and then go into a tower. Oh, if MbL can see that. Oh, he just spotted it. If he could snipe the villagers, Yo's army's out of position. And Yo's army could also be countered by Crossbow and Bodcanero. It's not good for MbL to be running around like this, but he'll take a good fight there. And here he's killing the villagers! In the first game, MbL had the lead and Yo came back, and now MbL, I think he's just come back into this. And that was wasteful from Yo. I think that Siege Workshop on the hill would go up. It would be better off. Still, he's running around MbL's villagers here. Really sloppy stuff. But this is not so good for Yo. Oh wow, he's looping a villager back around, but he, well, survives. Man, this is so messy. This is so messy. Holy cow. MbL has to use the eagles to avoid the skirms. Sorry, to attack the skirms. While the crossbows have to avoid these long swords. This is pretty wild. It's running all around. Messy, messy, messy. One thing's for sure, Yo's eco was untouched and MbL's was not. Okay, and now the skirmishers die. And this is where Yo would really need the siege workshop. And siege workshop is needed to deal with the crossbows. I mean, 3 or 4 scorpions would really help against crossbows and against eagles. Oof. Yeah, in the blink of an eye, you could lose an advantage. There we go. MbL. Taking some unnecessary losses with the crossbows against a unit he should counter. But he will probably end up killing these. Not so sure, actually. Yo seems really confident. Here Yo will get some kills but lose his longswords, and here Yo will get some kills but lose his longswords. 69 population for MbL, and 59 for Yo, but Yo has more villagers working. It's now 25 military for MbL, and only 7 military for Yo, though. Concern with longswords is they're slow, they're countered by range, whereas if you go for the knight option, knights are faster, and they are also stronger against the archers. But just imagine if Yo would have got that siege workshop up earlier. Would have changed the game. Yo has done a great job running around with his longsword, so MbL has to be aware of that, and probably wall at home. Yeah, he knows they ran this direction, so he'll need to get his quick wall fingers out. And now Yo just needs to defend because his eco is stronger. But what will be awkward is he needs the center control at some point. He needs to take control of the wood lines. And good work from Yo. He's been running all around with infantry this game. It feels like he's Celts. He's playing it like he's Celts and has the faster infantry. Holy crap. MbL still has not killed these units yet. And Yo knows exactly where MbL is taking wood. Defensive siege workshop, a few scorpions for Yo. I love the scorpion choice. MbL's at risk of losing his military. Yeah, Yo is keeping MbL at home with his crossbows. This is amazing stuff. Both players are banking up stone for a potential castle. Oh, that's good micro from MbL. Makes quick work of the longswords. But he's kind of trapped here. If he runs to the right, there's a town center. He could run this way. Yeah, just run this way. Okay, it's not bad. Is Yo's mistake to let him escape? Yo's mistake here to lose a longsword? Oh, will MbL pay attention and get conversions? Can he get conversions? 2 conversions would be huge. Oh, that's sloppy. Oh, he loses both the monks and he loses a villager. All the while, fighting over here. Oh, that's so good for Yo. MbL has to abandon his wood. Man, if MbL would have reacted quicker there, he would be fine and these villagers would never need to run. But he was so worried about this fight on this hill. By the way, Yo has 900 stone, MbL has 690 stone. Oh, and he wants to place a castle here! Oh boy! This is a castle you place when you realize you're behind in villagers, and you need something crazy to happen for you. This is where the doubt castles come in, because you need something aggressive, or it's game over, and your opponent has a lead in eco. This is how doubt castles happen. At least MbL's preparing with a Mangonel, though. Oh, but Yo is getting scale barding with no stable. Is he going to seriously consider bowyars? Okay. Bowyars might be decent. But he will not stop this castle from going up unless he has his own Mangonel. This castle will go up. This castle is up. Where does Yo go from here? What does he do? Because I think he's going to be undecided on defending and attacking this open, exposed area of MbL's base. I think a lot of players, a lot of players would go guard tower defense and then attack forward and hit MbL's eco. Nice work, and MbL's lucky to keep that Maginot alive. But will MbL click up to the Imperial Age? Or will he just place another castle here? I think he will go Imp soon. And this castle will go up. So Yo is committing a lot more into Castle Age. He's getting bloodlines. He's getting upgrades on the Boyars. MbL, expecting that Yo's going to hit him with Boyars, is running all the way back to this TC where he's found some wood. I mean, MbL, remember, he's had a worse map, and he's fallen behind an eco because of better play from Yo, so it's not going to be easy for him. But if he clicks up to the Imperial Age, and he starts trebbing Yo back, all of Yo's economy is here. And also, MbL's crossbows, I'm not even sure where they're at right now. MbL's crossbows could do a lot of damage on the left side of Yo's base. Oh, just imagine if he had scouted better. Just imagine if he had one eagle looking for units here. Oh, he sees the mining camp, that's huge! If he sees the mining camp, he will kill these villagers and possibly prevent Yo from expanding. By the way, the Boyars, they're over here, and Yo has scouted MbL's TC. And let's hope MbL reacts to this, because he's probably preoccupied with the micro here. Okay, he reacts. So, low eco up is what I call it. It's a low eco Imperial. MbL has saved resources for Imp instead of investing into more villagers. Yo has more villagers, and you create more villagers in hopes of getting more resources throughout the game. However, can he fight Imperial Age tech? I don't think he can fight Imperial Age tech. He's running all around here. Now, if he kills the crossbows before they're upgraded, then that's all MbL really has, so he's in a great position. But still, it's a very weird castle for MbL to play. This reminds me of Deathmatch, but he protected his gold, I guess. Is Yo trolling us? No, Yo isn't trolling us. This is what happens when you go for 3 TCs. MbL was on 2 TCs, and then I think recently added the 3rd. Also Aztec. I mean, there's a lot of factors, but when you're not creating as many villagers, you save hundreds and sometimes thousands of food. So, oh boy. There's about to be a showdown over here. MbL is an imp, and he can only afford to make 1 trebuchet. Oh boy. Oh, MbL is just getting wood. Okay. Normally what you do is you ram push this. When you have more eco, you could go full all-in Castle Age, ram push with Boyars or Knights or whatever, and take this down. MbL was thinking that, so he has the Maginot behind to kill any rams. But there's 2 castles, which makes a ram push more difficult. Yo has secured this gold with a tower. He secured this stone with a tower. He's securing this hill with a castle. So he's expanding as he's being pushed. And he will soon have the resources to click up himself. Also, he's kept MbL's crossbows and MbL's base. No! Okay. MbL does not have Bracer or Chemistry or any Imperial Age upgrades on these crossbows. That was really good for Mr. Yo. It was really good for Mr. Yo. But this castle will go down. These TCs could go down. And, oh, if MbL gets a castle up here, he could make trebs from the hill and treb this castle down as well. Will Yo react to that in time? He doesn't see it yet. He knows the position is important. MbL conversions. You need conversions. He gets 1, he gets 2. He will get... What? I don't know how he didn't get a 3rd conversion. That's so unlucky. Can he complete the castle, though? He should complete the castle. And then he can still make trebs. This is such an insane game because Yo is clicked up to Imp with this TC. No, not that town center. Not this town center for Imp. It could get trebbed down. Oh god. Yo has more eco. He has 30 more villagers. He's had a better map. He's had more wood. He's had the faster farmers. But MbL's fast Imperial will gain some position back, gain some control back, some much needed control. Yo has done a great job at expanding, but will it be enough? He has to abandon most of his farm space. I do think he'll still get to Imp because MbL will focus on the towers first, but it's so risky. And then here this castle could fall if Yo doesn't find a response. So it's just the amount of food investment into the food and gold investment into the bowyars and the armor, and the fact he went longsword, and the fact he was creating so many more villagers. He'll make it to Imp, and he's making barracks. So Yo is, man, MbL is going mainly crossbows and monks, so it's not great. He's probably thinking infantry, which is what Slavs normally do at this stage of a game. Alright, well, Yo will get to Imp, and the populations will be dead even. Sick game. Sick game, and sick expansion for Mr. Yo. Look at his scouting. And then look at MbL's scouting. This is high-level stuff, man. This is so good. They're everywhere. This is amazing. Hey, by the way, if you're watching this on YouTube and you'd like to see the full best of 7 because I haven't uploaded it, you can look in the video description and it will have the full best of 7. I know for a fact this is going to YouTube. Yo's going for two-handed swordsman, eventually to champion, and MbL's thinking eagles. I really think MbL's got to stick with Arbalest right now. Would be cool to see Jaguar warriors. And then more bowyars, not sure, but I really think that, well, first off, MbL's been very wasteful with his low numbers of crossbows, but I think he has to stick with ranged units for the time being. Eagles maybe to raid. Yo has 3 relics, MbL's about to get his second, so 3-2 with the relics, very close there as well. Champion for Yo. I mean, champion's no joke. Champions can fight 5 or 6 or 7 or 10 crossbows with no Imperial Age upgrades. And the armor will be in. But fortunately for MbL, his trebs spot this. And now if you look to the top left, it wouldn't surprise me to see MbL making some type of a counter to champions. He's actually going for Jags. Oh man. Look at it. Look how beautiful it is. Actually, champions are significantly better than regular Jaguar warriors, and getting elite Jaguar warrior is very, very difficult and very expensive. So, oh wow, Yo! I thought Yo would bail on that castle. Does anyone know? Was anyone looking at his stone count? He did have enough stone for another castle. Maybe he did end up bailing on it. I thought it looked like he lost the stone. Did he delete it? Okay, I think he canceled it because he had 643 stone then, but I wasn't looking at his resources before. Yeah, so you have 50 HP versus 70 HP, 15 attack versus 11 attack. The champions are way better, and you don't need castles to produce the champions. But if MbL gets to elite Jag, then the Jags will mop these up. I also like this castle position a lot more for Yo because he can start to push this hill and take that position away from MbL. And now we have a raid. We saw this in Feudal Age, we saw this in Castle Age, we're seeing it in Imp now. Yo making good use of the little mobility that these units offer. MbL's mobility with eagles will be met by bowyars. It's a lot of Jaguar warriors. MbL has 35 Jaguar warriors. Just don't think he has the food to get elite Jaguar warrior. That's my concern. But with combination of monks as well, he got some monk upgrades, block printing. He can just convert champions to his side. Man, this game has had everything. Yo will probably go light cav against the monks now. And to raid, of course. This game has had absolutely everything. But I'll tell you what Yo doesn't have a lot of is wood. Funny enough. He has some wood here, he has some wood here, but that will not last long if he doesn't get some more map control back. Wood equals farms, of course, so here comes a small push from him. Both civs lack bombard cannon. Look, what did I say? These players are so good. Yo just sniped 2 monks with light cav. But anyways, both civs lack bombard cannon, so you'd have to use your own trebs to defend from a treb push. And now Yo's building another castle, so I think MbL's forward castles are gonna go down after heavy commitment to his unique unit. Still, the stats on the Jaguar Warriors are not very impressive. Yeah, I promised I would gift subs to my Twitch stream if Kilimanjaro was picked today, because I never expected players to pick this. Really looks like MbL's saving up resources for Elite Jag. But he needs to protect himself here. Can he quick wall the treb? I doubt it. Not in time. Yeah, this castle's gonna go down. He is researching Elite Jaguar Warrior. But it's a bad sign when you've lost 2 castles and then you're researching Elite Jaguar Warrior. And now Yo is going for Druzina! Oh man. Druzina makes these champions so much stronger for Yo. And Yo is beginning to raid with Boyars, beginning to raid with the light cav. Man. Well, I just want to see a fight between Druzina champions and Elite Jaguar Warriors. The Jaguar Warriors still are not fully upgraded. Garland Wars is an expensive tech. MbL likely cannot afford that. Guys, but look how good Yo is playing this. After killing those castles, and forcing MbL, or making MbL react in 2 different areas, he will now push the fight in the center with a new castle and with trebs. So MbL's definitely on the back foot. He's reacting to the raids. He's reacting to the champions. He will then have to react to these trebs. Yo has so much more in the bank. He has more wood, more food, more gold. I think Jaguar Warriors was too risky for MbL. He was not that far ahead. He's still way behind in eco. Oh, but Yo, don't get trapped in here, man. Alright, Yo realizes and he's on the way back home. Whew. Oh, here we have it. Just fight it, Yo. This is for science. I mean, there's more Jags there. And the Jags destroy! Woo! Oh, man, alright. Well, not too bad for the Jaguar Warriors, but Yo can produce out of barracks. And now this castle goes down, and it really feels like the position for Yo is so much stronger. Unless MbL sends trebs back to this castle! And if he starts to push this area again, and holds the center somehow, I'm not sure how, maybe he can hold on. I still feel like Yo's raids are doing too much damage to MbL for MbL to hold on. Keep in mind that MbL did not have Iron Casting, he did not have Blast Furnace, he did also not have Garland Wars. Garland Wars with Jaguar Warrior and all these other upgrades. Can't say I've ever seen that in a 1v1 pro game. Very rare you see Jaguars, actually, so... Yeah, but Yo is playing this perfectly. So now he will need to stabilize here, but he's making champions to defend, and he has the resources to produce and raid, and MbL also has his 2 relics in this monastery. So everything's falling apart for MbL. He has 45 less villagers against Slav farmers. He has this big force. So this big force needs to count. And MbL will realize he needs to fight now. He cannot wait because he's dying at home. Yo is so confident that he sent the trebs this far in. Look at this. Look at the idols for MbL. Look at the lack of lumber. The lack of relics now. And the big fight. Can MbL continue this push or is it game over? Can he stabilize here with the Jaguar Warriors? I really hope he can. Something tells me the answer is no. Can he? Scorpion getting some nice hits. I mean, it should be game over because MbL only has so many castles to produce from. And Yo has his eco more protected, and Yo will have the relics. Yeah, I think it's game over. I think it's game over. MbL can't push fast enough here. Yo has played this so well. Really amazing stuff all around, though. MbL made the game more competitive with that faster imp. He was definitely behind at that stage. But I'm looking at the vill counts now, and MbL's at 58 villagers. Yo is at 120 villagers, and he's building siege to expand. He has the monastery. Look, he's getting the relics. How much is he able to do? Oh, wow. Yo even made a few boyars with his champions. And I think after this fight, MbL will call it quits. He calls the GG. What a game that was. That game had everything. That game had everything. That had really unique army compositions in Feudal Age. That had really unique army compositions in Castle Age. That had the macro, that had the expansion, that had the raids, that had transitions, that had map control, that had a fast imp versus big boom in castle. That was amazing. I think what decided the game and what allowed Yo to do
the spiderweb badge? Frown.
What allowed Yo to expand like he did was his army mobility, okay? His army mobility did it. In Feudal Age, do you remember that one moment here? It was 3 or 4 men-at-arms and 5 skirms, and he was running all around while MbL was desperately trying to kill it. Well, behind all of that, Yo's macro was insane, which led to a much faster Castle Age. He did a similar thing with his longswords then in Castle Age, running all around, keeping MbL away from him while he boomed. That was perfect.
Good matches so far. Thanks for the stream at T90 official.
So, yes, Yo boomed, but the reason he was able to expand like he did was because of how he played it with his military. And then when it came time for the Imperial Age for MbL, he just had to hold on, and he had to try and prevent MbL from controlling the fights. There were a few moments where MbL could control the fights, but I think Jaguar Warrior was always going to be tough considering how slow they produce and how you need castles to produce them. Wow. All right. So, very close games. I mean, MbL had the lead in that game. Yo ended up coming back. It was the same in game 1. Again, YouTube, this is a best of 7 show match. I don't know what that's going to be titled, but that was the best Kilimanjaro game ever. Probably because we rarely cast Kilimanjaro, but here's the Chiefs. The KD was close, but it was always going to be about the economy. More food, wood, stone, and gold collected for Mr. Yo. 97% of the map was explored by MbL. 95% of the map was explored by Yo. Yo might be up 2 games, but Yo's not stomping MbL by any means. These games are really close.